Hello, dear. We are going to do your love reading, romantic love reading. Let's see what is going on, what's in the ether. We'll hop right on into it. Let's get 3 cards for the main energy right now. Divine may have 3 best cards. Divine may have 1 more card. There we go. Popping right on out. So let's see what's going on right now for you, honey. I hope that all is well for you, no matter what. So let's see. Successful. All right. Seeks validation through fame and feels unstable. The spotlight is ephemeral and brings only momentary joy. And material abundance leads to spiritual scarcity. Okay. 36 breaking down to a 9, and 9s are about fulfillment, idealism, and inspiration. Then at the center of the energy we have 25, which is a 7. We are both holding on to secrets, afraid that revealing them will tear us apart. But is it the secrecy or the betrayal itself that's doing the most damage? And then digital whisper. We'll come here in a minute. These two, the message that keeps coming in is ill-gotten gains. So the best example that's coming to me about this bittersweet success is some sort of gambling. Something that was very risky that brought in a high yield before, or a large sum of money. Now it was good. It was luck, very fortuitous. But now all of a sudden, whomever is doing this is making this a regular thing. It's becoming more and more regular, and somebody is very uncomfortable with that. Hence, we're both holding on to secrets. Whereas the one person who is, as an example, is gambling, is losing more than they're winning, and they are robbing Peter to pay Paul in certain areas, but probably at this point has been able to keep it under wraps so that the other person on the other side of this energy, who is the partner, is not aware. Okay, trying to do it or mask it or cover it. And it feels like the type of energy where somebody's very trusting and is not going to go dibbing and dabbing into things that they don't want to know the details about. But you're starting to see strains or certain difficulties in places that there were never difficulties or challenges before. And this is what's piquing interest here. The digital whisper energy, connections feel real but lack depth, and craving physical touch while trapped in screens, embracing each other digitally, but the longing for touch remains. It's an erratic, tumultuous connection that is damaging and poisonous. So while this person who is gambling, who's taking these gambles with not only with financial security, but with emotional stability and this relationship holding itself together, because this person who is gambling is developing an addiction to it, but is not able to see that yet, or does not want to admit that yet. And the other party here is aware of it, but for right now is just letting it play out. It feels like the digital whisper here is probably the person who is on the other side, not the gambler, but the other person is on the supporting side of that, is reaching out to someone, perhaps a past lover, but it doesn't seem like it would be someone that you were in a deep relationship, where that person was in a deep relationship or bond with, just someone that they spent time with on occasion, maybe a casual fling or casual dating situation, but they were more so really turned out to be better friends than lovers. Like, you couldn't do the relationship, but you really were great friends and still have an attraction there. It could happen, but it's not danger zone, like, but it could if you wanted to push it and do whatever, because it's been there, you've done it before. Not that you want to do it now, but there's a loneliness and a and the loneliness comes from an unwillingness to try to talk to this person about this problem with gambling or taking chances with everything. Like, it's beginning to show up in certain areas now. The partner that's not involved in the get rich quick schemes or gambling, you're starting to see that things, the house of cards is starting to fall, starting to blow down, and this person isn't aware. The gambler is not aware that you know more than you do about finances or whatever this their addiction is affecting. They don't think you know. They think they're doing a really great job at keeping things well hidden. All right, darling. So let's get into some more details here. Excuse me. Deep breath. Let's get ready to receive what the divine wants and needs you to know regarding this situation. So we have the Six of Wands in reverse, Nine of Wands upright, Nine of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Emperor, the World card, Four of Swords, and then the Three of Cups. This behavior has been going on for a long time with this person, so this is nothing that is new in the relationship in terms of whatever this person's issue is that they gamble with. Okay, it's not something that was unheard of. It's just popping up. No, it's always been going on, and for a while it just seemed like just normal little fun here and there. But then, as of late, this year in particular, the this person is becoming all consumed with this particular activity. And it's really, really gotten out of hand for this person, okay? And to the point that they are afraid of what's going on. They can't seem to stop or pull or even pull a pause on it, or it's really like they didn't realize that they had gotten so far down the road too of being obsessive or compulsive regarding this particular habit. The Six of Wands in reverse is a delayed victory, with the Nine of Wands upright for you. And there's something that is supposed to be taking place in terms of growth with the connection and the relationship, some sort of goal that you guys are supposed to reach. And it is going to be delayed due to this person's activities. The Nine of Wands is where you are worse for wear, where this situation has been delayed before. And it feels like it was due to this person again, but for different reasons. But it always leads back to this person's financial stability and them this gambling issue that they have somehow, some way. Nine of Pentacles to the Six of Swords is here, of where there's a great deal of independence for you in terms of what you have stacked up. You have done your part in regards to this goal. It feels like it's a financial goal. Perhaps you all are saving to move or saving to upgrade or something in that manner of which you're leveling up. And this person, this Nine of Wands for you, where you're tired, is because you seem to have to put in yours and a little bit more too to cover whatever the gap is between them, between your, to fill the gap between. Okay. So let's just say it was a goal that needed a $5,000 down payment, and you have your 2,500 plus your own savings that you've put to the side. Okay, you're really good with your finances. You're able to, budget yourself well and handle your money and do what you need to do when you have a goal set. This other person too, they're gainfully employed because whatever this gambling, this thing that they gamble with or however they gamble, they have money to do it. So they're able to cover their losses, but something has occurred recently they took a big hit. Okay. And that's why you're probably beginning to see cracks in it. Like, it never bothered you before because there was never no issues, but now things are getting paid late, or something's coming short here, or you're covering a little bit more there. So back to that example of the 5,000 down, you have your 2,500. They're supposed to come there 25. It's simple. So a certain amount of time, you both make really great money. You know your debts. You know what's going on. So you made a realistic goal to have it saved and done by this day. But because of this person's habit that they gamble with, they're short. Like, they're short 500, they're short 1,000. And in the past, you have had to fill in that gap with your own personal savings, which is what this Nine of Pentacles represents. So no matter, and I feel like the divine is saying to you, no matter what, even though you may feel extremely disappointed that this person is coming up short again, just remember, with or without them, you're going to be fine. You're financially responsible, and that is very important for you to keep in mind during this time, because it's about to get a little bit stormy. Six of Swords is where you're determined that you need to move forward mentally. There has to be a new plan. You're tired of being in this back and forth space of this person having just, like, they don't leave you high and dry. But it's just the point of them being very relaxed with you coming in to save the day. It's almost like they know that no matter what, you're going to do that. And in a lot of ways, yes, it's not an issue for you. It's in either mentally or emotionally for you to do that, to step in. This person always makes it up. Okay. This is what I'm saying. This is like, you know what I mean? It's one of those situations like, you know what? Really, mother. And you're constantly weighing the scales. Like, you can't be full on beast mode mad at the person, because they don't really deserve full on beast mode madness, but it's so childish. And now you're nervous that because of how things are the cracks are beginning to show what's really going on. Now you're like, maybe now you want to, do I need to turn into Nancy Drew? Do I got to get out here and follow the breadcrumbs? You know what I'm saying? Become the Dark Knight and figure out what's going on. And you know what I'm saying? Like, let me connect these dots. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to become a forensic accountant, but I don't want to be standing here and some wave of debt just rolls over me, and I'm just drowning trying to, everything that I've worked for personally to put my own little stuff away. You know what I'm saying? My own little 401. Now I got to crack this open, got to crack that open, got to sell off this, got to liquidate that in order to cut. No. We need to know, because you guys have a lot going on in terms of responsibilities. The Page of Pentacles, the Emperor here. More information on this Page of Pentacles, please. To the Six of Swords. Because this right here is some really strong energy. Divine is trying to. Seven of Cups in reverse. Knight of Swords upright. Chariot in reverse. Yeah. So, for you, again, their energy of God bless the child who has his own. You're good. You're where you need to be in terms of being financially stable for you and how you move in life. And if you need to make a move here or there, you can do that. It'll be an inconvenience more than anything. It's not that you can't do it. It's just an inconvenience. I really don't want to go through all of that, right? Knight of Swords is here where you do need to have this conversation with this person, and it needs to be direct. It needs to be that situation of this is the personal side of our relationship, and this is the professional business side of our relationship. When it comes to the money, we have to have love and compassion as the foundation of the conversation, to lead with empathy, but to always remember that business is business. The numbers are the numbers. And in order for us not to go through any unnecessary hardships and damaging seasons that we can completely avoid if someone is upfront and transparent about what's going on, that's what needs to happen. This Chariot card in reverse is saying for you to, slow down and review things, and probably check your own finances, make sure everything is in order there. If this person has access to anything that you don't regularly check on those things just as a precaution to make sure that things are solid. And if you feel like you need to change some information here or there, update some passwords so this person doesn't have access, because in order to protect you both in the future. You take care of today, the future will take care of itself. So if you know you need to lock down some things in order to make sure that the basics are going to be covered and then some, then do so. It's a form of protecting both of you guys, not just you. The Emperor is here with the World card, the Fool card. The Emperor is a good energy here because again, when that early on when it was said that this person is not a crappy person. They got a crappy habit, but they're not a crappy person. And that's why there's just this love and this concern, but also pissed off because promises were made, and you were told not too long ago that things were handled, things were under control. There's nothing to worry about because at some point there was something really to worry about with this person, this particular thing that they gamble on. But they got themselves together for a long period of time. And then you notice that they started doing little things again. You didn't look at it too difficult. It wasn't like, okay, wasn't a big deal. Had a discussion. And it was a gentle one like, hey, are you cool? Is everything okay? Because you know how that goes. One or two times. And then you back on the, like, no, I was just having some fun, blah, 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 blah. And now this Emperor energy of where they're still showing that. But they're Jekyll and hiding it because with this World card here, a cycle is about to end and something is going to be exposed because look, it goes right from the World into the Fool of a new beginning and following this person down the rabbit hole. And it's also energy of you not playing the fool with this person and believing them at face value. And to go ahead and listen to the divine intuition of you need the things that matter that you guys share. It is absolutely your responsibility to yourself and to the relationship and to them to make sure that those things are secure. Because if they are getting wrapped up in this habit again, they're not thinking as themselves. They're under the influence of the drive or the addiction. And so they're going to rationalize anything to get what they want. And if you need to go ahead and take that leap of faith and go down and take care of everything and lock everything down, it'll also force this person out. It'll smoke them out because if they can't get access to it, then you will really know how deep they've gone down this rabbit hole of this of this addiction that they say that they let go of. Because once you cut off the supply, the fiend comes to. So I was checking on some stuff and you changed the passwords. Okay, what the fuck was you doing in that account? Well, yeah, we got a little notice. I was like, with all the stuff that's going on, I decided to change the passwords and do a few things. But I mean, why were you looking at it anyway? Right? Like, well, I was just trying to make sure that see, smoke them out. Four Swords is where relax, your interest has been piqued in terms of you want to investigate and see what's really going on in order to find a way to help this person and put them back on track to where they have been successful. And it's genuine success and not this fly by night stuff. And then the Three of Cups is here. Information is Four Swords to the Three of Cups. Seven of Swords. Okay. So there is someone that is covering them or covering their tracks here. That's covering for them or covering their tracks so that they can go out and do this particular thing, this gambling thing that they are not supposed to be doing. Someone's covering for them and allowing them to behave in complete opposite to this Emperor energy. So this is what they're showing to you, but here's where they are in a very childlike state of where they're being selfish. They only think about what they want, and they're willing to be deceitful about it. Now they're not telling full lies; they telling partial truths, which makes it hard for you to really grasp on because if you don't want to start being that suspicious partner and question everything that they do because it's not necessary in that case. But there are people that they're dealing with that are covering for them too. Okay, perhaps they're supposed to be at work, but they have not been at work all day. They've been doing, whatever this gambling little thing is that causes them to go off the reservation. And someone's been covering with that Three of Cups energy. And it's someone close to you. So you might have to have a conversation with, if this applies, that with them too. Like, why don't you tell me the truth? Is this person doing X, Y, and Z again? Because you know how far long it took for us to get out of that. You know what I mean? So, all right. So let's see. I'm going to do 2 angel answer cards. These are just going to be for you. I'm not going to break these down. Opportunity, and listen to your intuition. All right, honey. That is your session. Thank you so much for your valuable time and attention. And do remember that back then is not now. Always be in harmony with your surroundings. Stay sucker free. Hope to see you again.